Future Alert weather isn't just your forecast, it's your ultimate advantage.
With state-of-the-art technology and real-time updates, we keep you ahead of every shift nature has in store. Precise, reliable, ready for what's next.
From your morning commute to your weekend getaway, the details you need right when you need them. Rain or shine, trust the name that's built for the future.
Future Alert Weather, powered by one of America's most accurate weather teams. 2822 News Night Shift starts right now.
I heard the back window break, and then I heard it go past my head, and then the other bullet went behind my door.
It was a close call for a neighbor after 2 state troopers were shot. His story and how dangerously close he came to being hit by a stray bullet. Good evening. You know, most people never imagine being thrown into a life or death situation, but that's exactly what happened in a remote area of Susquehanna County when a man started shooting at law enforcement. Tonight, we're going to meet the man who was caught in the middle of the ambush and how he helped those troopers to safety. 2822's Avery Nape live in studio with more on this man's act of bravery. Avery?
Nick, Dave Carr was headed to his cabin in rural Susquehanna County Thursday morning to enjoy a peaceful day outdoors. But his day would turn out to be anything but peaceful.
If it moved over another 3 inches, I would have been shot in the back, without a doubt.
What started as a normal day for Dave Carr of Halstead quickly erupted into violence and chaos. He says he witnessed 2 state troopers pull in front of him on Route 171. Before the first one could even get out of the car, the bullets started flying.
Before he got out of the car, I looked over to my left and I see that the gunman was already aiming at him. And he just let off. He just started shooting at him.
He says the other trooper pulled up, attempting to block his injured partner. When he got out, he was also hit, causing both to get back into their vehicles and get out of the line of fire. Carr followed.
I decided to just go past, and as soon as I was going past, he started shooting at me. He got my truck, and yeah, it was pretty nasty.
These bullet holes in Carr's truck show just how close he came to getting hit. 2 entry holes could be seen on the driver's side, one of them just inches away from the driver's seat.
I heard the back window break, and then I heard it go past my head, and then the other bullet went behind my door and came and lodged into my door.
But after all of that, Carr decided he could not just stand by and watch.
I seen the cop bleeding really bad, so I ran up to him. And I helped him put a tourniquet on as well. I knew he had another one on, but this one here wasn't tightening on me, so we got a new one and put one on there.
Carr says he doesn't see himself as a hero. He says he just did what he felt had to be done. Now he just hopes the community doesn't have to experience anything like that again.
I hope it doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? I'm glad to be alive. You know, I'm glad I'm standing here to be able to talk to you for one. And second of all, would be, you know, just knowing that the 2 troopers are okay.
Carr added that while they have lost touch over the years, he knew Lori Wasco, the woman killed in that shooting, since grade school. He says she was a good woman and was loved by everyone she knew. Live in studio, Avery Nape, 2822 News.
Oh, amazing story. All right, Avery, thanks. There is no longer an active threat in Atlanta. This after one officer was killed in a shooting on Emory University's campus today. Atlanta Police Department said in a statement on X, quote, the incident involved a single shooter who is now deceased. The DeKalb County officer killed during the shooting was rushed to Emory University Hospital, where he later died. Emory is a liberal arts research university right near the CDC headquarters. Multiple rounds were fired at officers and the CDC building. The chief of the Atlanta Police Department said they cannot rule out if the CDC was targeted. A routine traffic stop turned violent for an officer in Butler Township, Luzerne County. Eleazar Diaz faces assault charges now after police say he was stopped on East Butler Drive for recklessly riding his motorcycle. Officers say Diaz refused to show his license, put one officer in a headlock, and then tried to grab his gun. The officer held onto the weapon and kept Diaz under control until backup got there. The struggle prompted multiple 911 calls and temporarily security steps at nearby Early Learning Center. We're now getting some more photos from the crime scene where 4 college students in Idaho were brutally murdered. Convicted killer and Monroe County native Brian Koberger was sentenced to life in prison without parole after he pled guilty last month to the killings. This morning, nearly 200 images of the crime scene were made public, obtained by the Moscow Police Department through a public records request. Many of the disturbing photos have been redacted or blurred by authorities, but they did shed light on the house where the 4 were killed back in 2022. The victims' families had one last opportunity to confront him. Kaylee Konglavas' sister delivering one of the several emotional statements during his sentencing.
You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser who thought you were so much smarter than everybody else.
The families, of course, now carry on the memories of the 4 lives lost. All right, everything is set up for a great summer-like weekend, so let's get to it. Here's meteorologist Kobe Nabred in for Josh, and a lot of sun and humidity too is going to be there, but it's summertime, right?
I think the humidity is going to be sneaking up before it really starts to feel like oppressively hot the way it starts to in the summer. But overall, I think we're going to have a great weekend in store, especially for Saturday. I think it's probably going to be the best day out of the weekend, minus today. Taking a look at Long Pond, you see some folks are still out there partying near the racetrack. They had a music and arts festival going on out there today, and there's the perfect conditions for it. Hopefully some folks brought some hoodies or maybe a sweatshirt out there with them. It's 57 degrees with a dew point of 50 and calm winds. There's no difference in the feels-like temperature out there right now. Across the northeastern portion of the Commonwealth, we can see that our temperatures have started to cool back off into something a bit more mild for the evening. 65 degrees in Stroudsburg, 71 in Allentown, 55 for Lehigh, and 64 in Hazleton, and 66 over in Lewisburg. Taking a wider look on our radar shot here, you can see that we're not looking for any precipitation to move into the area. There are western portions of the state that are probably seeing some clouds moving through. If anything, folks are encountering anything, it's probably going to be some fog that is starting to develop in those typical areas that normally see it through terrain influence. But Nick, we have a full forecast coming up where we'll be able to jump into what to expect for Saturday, Sunday, and what to look for starting the work week. And the next time we might be looking for some rain.
Okay, we'll check in a few. Thanks, Kobe. State Democrats are fast-tracking a bill now to send more money to SEPTA. This comes after major pushback from the Republicans. The State House is expected to pass the proposed $300 million for public transit before it's sent to the Senate, where it's known that Republicans might continue to push back on it. If SEPTA does not receive the funding by August 14th, it says some of its services will be cut and the prices will increase. Pennsylvania state campgrounds could see tax relief, but some municipalities with campgrounds say it might strip them of their potential revenue source. That proposal passed unanimously through the House in July. Now, that would update the state law to clarify that campgrounds are not places of amusement and will not be taxed as one. One state representative, though, says that this bill boosts affordability for outdoor recreation while also protecting small businesses. That bill now awaits for the Senate's consideration. NFL preseason is underway, and a supercomputer has already picked the possible Super Bowl champs. It's not the Chiefs, and it's not the Eagles. The sports analytics company Opta Analysis created a projection model for the big game, and it looks like it's going to be the year for the Buffalo Bills. The system gave the Bills a 13% chance of winning Super Bowl 60. Kansas City had the second best odds, 9%. Eagles had 8%. The Eagles, of course, won the whole thing last year over the Chiefs. That projection model looks at each team's quarterback and efficiency versus expected performance in terms of yardage and passing situations to come up with that prediction. And thought we'd make that our Instapoll question. Kind of fun today. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this season? Look at the voting so far at the bottom of your screen. You still have about 20 minutes to vote on the Instapoll by scanning the QR code on your screen. Go to 2822news.com or the drop-down menu on the app. After that, head to the Facebook page, leave a comment about why you chose that option, and some of your comments might be featured on a later newscast. New tariffs could have some prices going up, and coming up on 2822 News, we'll tell you why the president says those tariffs are necessary to bring manufacturing to the U.S. And President Trump and Russian President Putin could be meeting as early as next week. We'll tell you what's on the table and plans to discuss.
Why wait for a new career? Jumpstart your future today with the practical
News Nation's The Hill Sunday with Chris Steyerwalt. Count on Chris.
After 2822 News Night Shift Weekend Report at 11.
And prices on almost everything you buy made outside the U.S. may go up soon. The White House announcing some new tariffs that are now in effect. 2822 News D.C. reporter Vinay Simlot explains how it could affect your prices.
Yeah, President Donald Trump says these tariffs are necessary to bring back manufacturing jobs. And he's celebrated a recent announcement from Apple that says the company will invest $600 billion into the U.S. Now, the Yale Budget Lab estimates that those tariffs that went into effect on Thursday night will likely cost the average family about $2,400 more per year. And they say in the short term, you'll pay more for things like leather bags, shoes, clothes. And in the long term, car prices could grow by about $4,500 on average. One economist we spoke with says right now, for the most part, Americans are paying pre-tariff prices.
A lot of the washing machines on store shelves right now were purchased before tariffs. Cars too. That's something that takes a long time to make and ship and sell. So it could be that some of these impacts are delayed, but not totally avoided.
The Treasury Department says the U.S. government collected about $30 billion in tariff revenue in July. In July, though, hiring slowed slightly and inflation increased slightly. Right now, a court of appeals is also considering whether President Trump actually has the power to impose these tariffs. Opponents sued, arguing that the power to impose tariffs or to tax is usually left up to Congress, not the White House. The court is still considering that case, and we are awaiting a ruling. In Washington, I'm Vinay Simlot. Back to you.
The same office that investigated President Trump in New York is now itself the subject of a federal investigation. Still ahead, the DOJ's investigation into Letitia James' office and how the National Rifle Association is somehow in the middle of it. News alerts in the palm of your hand. Download the 2822 News app.
Do you have a wet basement? B-Dry System of Northeastern Pennsylvania was voted the #1 basement waterproofing company by the readers of the Scranton Times, Happenings Magazine, and the Williamsport Gazette. Get a lifetime warranty. Payments as low as $129 per month.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling, as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt this relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And take back what's yours.
AbbVie could help you save.
Come find your light at Soulshine, NEPA's most unique metaphysical and holistic shop. From the moment you walk in, you'll feel the magic. Explore shelves filled with hand-selected crystals, stunning jewelry, aromatherapy, inspiring books, and much more, all carefully curated to support your journey. Our welcoming space is more than a store, it is an experience. When you're ready to go deeper, our expert practitioners offer these healing services, all designed to support your mind, body, and spirit. Come feel the energy and let your soul shine.
Good morning.
Oh, hi, Harley.
Circle of Life is a really good company to work for.
I was looking for someone to come on a daily basis. Home Health doesn't do that, but they said Lisa and the Circle of Life did.
Honestly, I don't do it for me. I do it because I care, and I want to see that others get the care that they actually deserve to get.
Circle of Life HC.
Do you have a wet basement? B-Dry System of Northeastern Pennsylvania was voted the #1 basement waterproofing company by the readers of the Scranton Times, Happenings Magazine, and the Williamsport Gazette. Get a lifetime warranty. Payments as low as $129 per month.
A senior White House official says that a meeting between President Trump and Russian President Putin is tentatively set for the end of next week. The location still being talked about, but the possibilities include the United Arab Emirates, Hungary, Switzerland, and Rome. Further details and logistics of the meeting are still unclear, and they remain fluid, including whether Ukrainian President Zelensky will be involved. The White House officials said that the Russians have provided a list of demands for a potential ceasefire, and the U.S. is now trying to get buy-ins from Ukrainians and European allies. And President Trump removed the Internal Revenue Service Commissioner Friday. The commissioner, Billy Long, was only just sworn as commissioner back in June. He'll replace temporarily with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. The change also comes days after Mr. Trump's sprawling new tariffs took effect and a month after the president signed several tax cuts and changes to the tax code into law. Long was already the sixth person to hold the job this year. The DOJ has opened an investigation into New York Attorney General Letitia James' office. That's the same office that brought a civil fraud case against President Trump. Federal prosecutors are currently in the early stages of investigating the New York Attorney General's office. The investigation focuses on whether James' office used its authority to violate the president's legal rights through its civil lawsuits against the president. The probe is also looking to see if the National Rifle Association's rights were also violated by the civil suits. This according to two of the sources familiar with the case. It's not immediately clear, though, how far the investigation is and what evidence has been gathered against James. A second bomb threat was reported where a group of Texas Democrats are staying as they battle a redistricting controversy. Police in Illinois say the threat was called in this morning to the Q Center Hotel and Convention Complex. Several local law enforcement groups were called to the scene to search the area, but no explosives were found. A similar threat Wednesday forced the evacuation of more than 400 people. It's not clear if the Texas lawmakers were at the facility when the second threat was made. Texas House Democrats are in the middle of a walkout to stall redrawn political maps. President Trump says he wants those new maps before the 2026 elections to better Republican chances of keeping its U.S. House majority. And famous Apollo 13 astronaut Jim Lovell has passed away. Lovell was best known as the commander of the near-tragic Apollo 13 mission to the moon. Lovell was also the first astronaut to go to space 4 times. He was a part of 2 Gemini and 2 Apollo launches. The Apollo 8 crew was the first to launch on the Saturn V rocket and the first to orbit the moon. Lovell was 97 years old. We'll be right back with a check of your weekend forecast, so don't go away.
Be the first to know. Download the 2822 News app.
Earning one of the final playoff berths means getting past the road course king at Watkins Glen.
And here comes Connor Zillage. Anything can happen here.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series this Saturday at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific on the CW.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin punches back harder. Nothing has proven more powerful for 24-hour non-drowsy relief. Claritin clears. Now try Claritin Liquid.
Looking for a better lunch break or dinner plans that hit the spot? Welcome to Our Place at Longworth's in German, where the menu is packed with flavor and the atmosphere feels just like home. Whether it's a quick bite or a night out, there's always something cooking at Our Place, including our house-made desserts. Everything is crafted from family recipes and served with the warmth of home. Swing by for lunch, bring the crew for dinner, and Our Place, your place.
I'm Charles Gamarikian, and I'm here to help you plan that outdoor living room that you can utilize for all 4 seasons of the year. First part of that planning project, how do you want to enjoy it? Entertaining your family members, having friends come over? Do you enjoy grilling? How about a full kitchen, fireplace, or a fire pit? Pergola for shelters, all part of that outdoor room. You don't have to accomplish it all the first year. You can do it in phases. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Hi, where are you?
Hey, I can't make it. I have a board meeting.
At BMW, text Chris. Busy with a performance review.
I'm not gonna make it in today. Yeah, I'm actually working with a new trainee. Oh, sit!
This summer, make your own plans in the ultimate driving machine. Find yours at the BMW Summer Sales Event on now. Lease the BMW X3 for $599 per month and receive a loyalty credit up to $1,000.
Wow. Thank you, NEPA. We've been blown away by the incredible photos, videos, and stories you've been sharing with us through Report It. From breaking news to powerful storms, you're making our community coverage better than ever. So keep them coming. Uploading is easy. Just go to the Report It tab on 2822news.com. Your moments are the news, and we're proud to share them together with you.
All right, Kobe's here filling in for Josh tonight. Check on the forecast. I think you're going to like what you're going to talk about the weekend. Looks good.
Absolutely. I mean, high pressure is always a straightforward forecast. Yeah. I mean, like 9 times out of 10. And this weekend falls within those 9 times. So we don't have an outlier. We got some gorgeous weather in store for us.
Good pool weather, good weather to do stuff outside, especially early. It doesn't get too hot. Right?
Exactly. And then if it does get too hot, just find someone that has a boat, you know, go out on the lake. Maybe get on a jet ski or something like that. Taking a look at our Scranton cam. It's a quiet evening so far. Temperatures are about 65 degrees. Dew point is sitting at 53. It's going to hold stable there more likely than not. Through the night, variable winds at about 5 miles an hour. So it'll be likely that fog will begin to set up in certain areas as we push closer to the morning hours. We've got 61 degrees for Stroudsburg, 57 for the Poconos. Wilkes-Barre comes in at 65. Bloomsburg is at 64 and 67. For State College and Lock Haven, respectively. Taking a broad look here at our satellite and radar overlay, quiet evening in the northeastern portion of the Commonwealth. Well out towards our west, there looks to be a system that's starting to move in, but it's not going to make it into this neck of the woods. Our air quality has gradually improved over the past 24 hours, and I think it'll continue to improve over the next 12 to 24. I know we were hampered by some smoke and haze from those wildfires in Canada. But as we look at our future smoke outlook, we're looking for minimal impacts going into tomorrow. So it's a huge step up from what we were looking at earlier in this week. It was a little humid today. It'll be a little humid tomorrow, but overall, it'll remain mostly comfortable. It won't be muggy or an oppressive heat or anything in that range. So overall, it's shaping up to be a gorgeous Saturday. We see earlier in today, we've just got some high pressure that is remaining over the area, giving us quiet conditions, and that'll remain in this area for the next several days, maybe until we get into the Monday or Tuesday time frame, and then we'll probably have a decaying wave that'll start to push in from the Midwest to give us some more wet weather once we get closer to Tuesday and Wednesday. 83 degrees is normally what we're at this time of year. 82 for today was our high. Got up to 8. We're going to get up to 84 tomorrow, warming into the mid to upper 80s on Sunday. And then we'll have a warming trend pushing into the 90s earlier in the next week. 56 degrees tonight. It'll be partly cloudy. Some fog is likely to set up overnight as well. We'll have some light winds out of the southeast. And tomorrow, we're going to warm up to about 84 degrees. It'll be mostly sunny, pleasant conditions overall, and light winds out of the south, looking at a 6:07 sunrise. Taking a look at your future alert 7-day forecast, you can see the conditions that we're expecting for high pressure are going to be prominent for Saturday and Sunday, and most of Monday as well, as our temperatures gradually increase. But this weekend is shaping up to be a 10 out of 10, so it's going to be hard to find a complaint.
Second weekend in a row, summer-like. Very good. All right, we will get out there and enjoy it. Kobe, thanks. Eagles won last night. Steelers getting their chance tomorrow for a little preseason action. Here's Nick Zelaya with more on Pittsburgh. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick, the Steelers making noise all offseason long and now just a day away from getting a chance to see some of those new faces in the black and gold with the preseason opener down in Jacksonville. Andrew Clay has more.
Saturday's preseason opener won't mean a whole lot for Pittsburgh's grizzled veterans, guys like Aaron Rodgers and T.J. Watt. 2 players Mike Tomlin said on Thursday won't play in Saturday's preseason game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But for the guys on the backside of the depth chart, Saturday is a huge opportunity as they continue fighting for a spot on this year's roster.
Obviously, you go in with a shortened playbook. We're not carrying in a whole menu, for each game, so you don't really have that much to to try to, okay, what are they going to do? You don't have that much to worry about. So you can go out there and play fast. So it's all, about displaying your abilities to play football.
Undrafted out of West Virginia, Beanie Bishop doesn't worry much these days about making the team. After all, he intercepted Aaron Rodgers twice last season.
But we don't talk about it. I'm just more focused on this upcoming year. People always bring it up and things like that. Me and A-Rod really don't talk about it.
The Steelers' 53-man roster is far from complete, but the truth is it's also far more finished than you think. Guys like Brendan Eccles and Scotty Miller have NFL service time and starts in the league, but but also know when a crowded depth chart, nothing is given.
I played in every preseason game, my whole career. I got to take it with the same approach, like I'm trying to make the team just like everybody else. So, I'm going to go out there and give it 110% with all the guys that I'm out there with.
I've been through it enough. I don't think about that at all. I literally just go out there and try to be my best and make plays, and whatever happens, happens.
The Steelers will not be in Latrobe on Friday as the team travels to Florida for that game. We'll have full coverage as the Steelers play the Jaguars over on our website, blackgoldnation.com. In Latrobe, for Black and Gold Nation, I'm Andrew Clay.
Over to the college game, Jim Knowles hoping to take that championship pedigree from Ohio State and bring it to State College in his first season as defensive coordinator. The Buckeyes' #1 defense a year ago allowed just 18 points per game throughout the college football playoffs, and he inherits a Nittany Lion unit filled with talent. They'll translate regardless of who the coordinator is, but the Penn Staters, they're loving what Coach Knowles brings to practice.
He's on us every day about being the best player for us, and continually on the rise. I mean, holding everyone accountable, whether it's a young guy holding an older guy accountable or an older guy holding a younger guy accountable, and he's making sure that everyone's on the same page. I mean, anything that I'm not unsure about with the scheme or the way, the technique he wants it played, I mean, just getting those questions answered and make sure we're playing up to his level of standard.
Penn State ranking 7th in total defense a season ago. Knowles also spent some time before Ohio State as a DC at both Duke and Oklahoma State. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Local news, accurate forecast, one app. Download today.
FanDuel held a shooting contest to promote its new MySpend tool. MySpend makes it easy to view your deposit and bet history all in one place. Because betting without knowing how much you're spending is like shooting in the dark. See the whole picture. Make FanDuel's MySpend tool part of your system and stop shooting in the dark.
In 1965, a giant was born, and he's been providing high-quality, affordable flooring to the Northeast ever since. Now it's our 60th anniversary, and we want to celebrate big with all of our customers. We've unveiled our own exclusive Giant Floor products. Audrey Dawn waterproof flooring, only $1.99, and Giant Value carpet at only 99 cents. Giant Floor is the name you can trust for all your flooring needs. Call us today. We'll always be here to serve you.
Giant Floor.
After you've been injured in an accident, you're going to have a lot of questions.
How much will I get for my car? Who pays my medical bills? Will I ever be able to work again? How do I find the right doctor? Should I be talking to the insurance company? When does my claim settle? How do I get money? Who can answer all of these questions?
We can. When you have questions, we have answers. Call O'Connor Law today.
Gold prices are going up, up, up. Now is the time to cash it in at Scranton Gold and Silver Buyers. Trust us to give you the best price for your gold. Don't sell your gold until you see us at Scranton Gold and Silver Buyers.
Plan your day on the course with the 28-22 Future Alert Weather Daily Golfer's Weather Planner. Updates each morning and evening all week long. Watch one of America's most accurate weather teams for a forecast that's on par. Brought to you by Blue Ridge Trail Golf Club.
On any kind of story, we always want to be first, we want to be fast, but most important, we want to be right. We're not out there to give opinions. We want to find out the facts of every story. We don't want to give you what we think the story is. We want to give you what your friends, your neighbors, your family thinks that story is. We talk to the sources. We have reporters with great sources out there. We get to the bottom of it by finding out the facts. We don't want to report opinion at all. We want to make sure we're getting the story right every day.
Kind of a fun Insta-poll question tonight. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this season? A lot of you voted, and it looks like a lot of you said Eagles, but most of you said none of the teams that we put up there. That's all right. It could be anybody, right? A lot of you shared your thoughts on Facebook, too. JC wrote in, it's going to be the Eagles because Jalen Hurts wants to prove that he is the best quarterback in the NFL. And Terry wrote in, said, Steelers, or Kansas City. Well, we'll see. Steelers, you never know. We got Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah. We'll see at age 41 what he can do on the field. You never know.
Tom Brady had a pretty good run there.
50, 60 years old.
Yeah.
He could probably still play.
That's going to be the Eagles. Let's just put it out there. One last look at our forecast here. We got high pressure for Saturday and Sunday. Hard to complain about a forecast that's good. Gradual warming trend in the next week. So it's a 10 out of 10.
Hang by a pool if you can. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you tomorrow.
News Nation's The Hill Sunday with Chris Steyerwalt. Count on Chris.
Enter 2822